Hi, my name is Frank Marando. I'm a golf professional here at Marklandwood Golf Club. One of the great things about Markland is the pride and the care that the members take in maintaining their golf course. Our superintendent does such a great job maintaining the golf course day in, day out. It's playable and it's in awesome condition. One of the things that's happened over the last little while is we've received a number of questions in the pro shop about how do I fix a ball mark? Should I use the divot mix or should I put my divot back? How do I rake a bunker? So there's an obvious level of initiative and pride in the membership in maintaining the course and trying to keep it in playable conditions for those playing behind them. So we're here today to try to help you out and give you the proper techniques in raking bunkers, putting your divots back, which sounds real simple, and also fixing your ball marks. So we hope you enjoy this short little presentation. Here we are in the 15th hole here, and we've just hit an approach shot here. The first thing you want to do when you get to the green is try to locate your ball mark. I'm fortunate enough that I hit a pretty good shot here and my ball is pretty close to the mark, so I don't have to look too hard for it. So I'm going to mark my ball. I've already located my ball mark. Now we're going to use a divot tool to repair that so that the ground is smooth for those playing behind you. The first thing you want to do is start at the back edge of the ball mark and push the grass forward. Most people, what they do is they tend to lift, which is the wrong technique. What we're trying to do is start on the outside and push forward with a little bit of twisting technique. And what that will do is that will push all the grass back into the center and raises it a little bit. So we've completely filled in the hole that's made by the pitch shot or a wedge or a 7-iron. We've got a raised lump there. You take your putter or a club, you tap it down so that the green is smooth, the ball mark is gone. If you fix your ball mark right away, it will heal itself in 24 hours. If you don't, it takes 3 weeks for the mark to repair itself. So please remember, fix your ball marks. Here's an example right here of 2 ball marks that were not fixed correctly. What they did, when the depression was made, they lifted the dirt this way to the center of the hole and then tapped it down. So we have a little bit of a smooth surface here, but it's covered with dirt. These marks will take 3 weeks to go away. Please remember that any shot that's hit on the green, from just off the green, from 20 yards, from 40 yards, or from a bunker will leave a small depression. So please take a second, look for that mark and fix that depression. It will be gone by the end of the day. Okay, here we are on hole number 14. And what we've done here, we're going to talk about divots, and we created a couple of divots here for you to show the difference in the two. One of them we can replace the divot with, the other one we can. It exploded on our approach shot. So I want to show you the right way to fill them or to replace your divot. The one thing I want to make very clear is you always replace your divot wherever there is a divot possible to replace. The sand is your last resort in filling it, because it takes a week or so for the grass seed to germinate. Just for your own information, there are 1 million bent grass seeds in a handful, and that's what's mixed in with our dirt and sand in the divot mix. So please remember to use the divot mix when you cannot put your divot back. So here we have 2 different types of divot. One we can put back, the other one exploded on impact, so we're going to have to use the seed. So the first thing you do, obviously, is you pick up your divot. Sometimes, we don't have it on here, but sometimes the grain of the grass is growing in a certain direction and you want to orient your divot back into place the same way it came out. It's not so evident here. So what we're going to do, put the divot back, fold in the sides. This is the way it came out. We're going to step on it. It's like it was never there. So now we're going to go to our second instance where our divot exploded on impact and we need to use our sand and seed mix. I happen to have some right beside my divot here. Give the bottle a little shake just to loosen it up. Put a little bit in the hole so that it's raised above the ground, and then step on it so that it's level with the ground there. There you go. Please remember, always put your divot back first. If there's no divot to put back, use the sand and seed. It'll keep the grass green for a long, long time. Okay, here we are on number 14. Obviously, we've just hit it in the bunker. We've hit our shot out. Not a great place to be, but unfortunately, it's part of golf. We're going to talk about bunker raking, and the first part I want to touch on is how not to rake a bunker. I see this all the time when I'm out playing, where members will hit a shot, grab a rake, and rake themselves out of the bunker. What happens when you use that technique is you draw the sand away from the middle of the bunker to all of the outside edges. Gradually, what happens over time is there's no sand left in the middle of the bunker. So we want to try to rake ourselves out properly. This is an improper technique. We want to try to rake ourselves out properly so that we keep the sand where it was. Okay, now we're going to do it the right way. We're back in the bunker on 14. We're going to come up. We've already lined ourselves up, dig our feet in, get a good visual on the hole, and hit our bunker shot. The first thing you want to do is cover in your footprints and smooth out the sand, because they're the deepest part. Most times when people rake, they don't do this, and it leaves a little impression where the ball was. So we smooth out the sand initially. We come back, we get the rake. Now when you're raking, it's a forward or a pushing and a pulling motion. Back and through. Back and through. This keeps the sand in the same place in the bunker instead of pulling it all out towards you. We're using that pushing and pulling motion so that the sand all remains in place. All we're doing is keeping it smooth. And your last few strokes are pushing the sand back into the middle of the bunker where it came from. We end up with a perfectly raked bunker. I hope you never hit it in here, but if you do, that's how you get out of it. Just in closing, I'd like to thank everyone for their time and interest in keeping Markland Wood one of the finest conditioned courses in the city.